Hey, I want to invite you guys, if you've been listening to this podcast and enjoying this content and are passionate about protection, you should know that we have an entire library of all of the Protector Symposiums that we've ever done, hosted at ProtectorNation.com. You can go there and you can download those and you can watch every Protector Symposium we've had to date there online, and you can learn protection tactics from some of the most elite trainers in the world from the comfort of your own home. I think you'll be surprised about how much content we actually have there. It's very, very, very reasonably priced, and you can upgrade your protection skills. Remember, protection is not all about the hard skills. 90% of it is all about the software, the programming, the way you see and move in the world to achieve a safer pattern of life. With that having been said, go to ProtectorNation.com, join us there, and learn from the best of the best. Now, enjoy the show. Tina Blanco, how you doing?
Good, how about you?
It's an honor. Thanks for having me out. We're going to have a quick conversation, you guys. Tina is the sat phone.
Yeah, easy is sat123.com.
Oh, okay.
It's an easy,
That's easy to remember.
Domain name, yeah.
Awesome. So, the satellite phone store, we're here in San Diego, and Steve Slepcevic hooked us up with this. We're going to have more coming from him soon. And we're just going to talk about satellite phone, Iridium network, capabilities, different pieces of different pieces of hardware you should look at. She's already educated me that my Faraday bag was garbage, so she gave me a new one. And maybe some capabilities that can help you and your teams and or your family stay safe out there in the world in the event of some of the worst emergencies. And some things that we think might be coming, but we hope aren't, you know? So, awesome.
Yeah, having the right Faraday bag is important because Faraday bag it protects you from an EMP attack, but also protects you from radiation. Yes. And also, one of the things that I love about it is that when you put your cell phone in a Faraday bag, it completely blocks any tracking. 100%. Because if you power your phone on, you're still tracked for up to 48 hours. When it's in a Faraday bag, it is instantly.
Wow, it's instantly shut down. So make sure you guys got this. When your phone's off, you can still be tracked for 48 hours.
For up to 48 hours, yeah.
Absolutely, it's an honor.
Barry, I guess what we're asking, if you can help us, and maybe I can give you my microphone because we are doing a recording, to learn the difference between a bivy stick and the Garmin. Because he carries a Garmin, and I told him about the bivy stick. Yeah. So what are the difference and what's best for him? Yeah. He's in security. So can you kind of help us?
In security, I would definitely go with the Garmin.
Okay.
Much more tactical.
Right.
The integrity of this unit is a lot more suitable for harsh environments. Also, Garmin has a AI messaging platform.
Really?
So with the Bivy, it's a great product for the average consumer.
Okay.
If I want to go out backpacking, hiking, I can
overlanding,
connect this to my smart device, send and receive text messages, keep my position, do waypoints, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But while I'm indoors, nothing.
Okay.
I can't get messages in here.
Yeah.
It's both units are messaging over encrypted platforms.
Networks. Okay.
But Garmin is a little bit more advanced.
Okay.
So their AI messaging platform allows you to be indoors and receive messages across your unit as well as across your connected smart device.
Okay.
You don't have to take it outside to get your messages.
Right.
So with this unit, I can receive messages whether I'm indoors, outdoors, off-grid, anywhere in the world.
Okay.
Yeah. And both units use the Iridium satellite network.
Fantastic.
The most comprehensive network in the industry.
Okay.
And just the overall build quality of the unit, this one, the integrity, the structure. Both units are IP67, but I trust this one.
Okay. IP67 for everyone watching.
IP67 is a rating they give. Best way to explain it, it'll take a direct hit from a garden hose. If all the pressure points are connected.
Okay.
It can be dropped in water. It can't be submersed past 2 meters. Or
Okay.
1 meter.
Okay.
2 feet. Other than that, the very small difference between the two. This one has an LED display.
Yeah.
So if your smart device becomes compromised, you still have communications capabilities.
Yeah.
You can preset emergency messages, scroll through, hit send, and it's off.
Right. Awesome. And then both of them have that SOS feature
Both
for
have
first responders.
the first response or SOS emergency communications capability.
Okay.
And they definitely work. We've received phone calls because some of our customers have listed us as emergency contacts. So they press that and they hold it down for a few seconds. It's going to deploy a message. It's going to give off their GPS location.
Perfect.
The emergency response center will call the phone numbers that you have designated.
Okay.
If no one answers, they're going to assume if you took the time to sit there and press and hold that for 14, 15 seconds, something's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And then they'll deploy depending on what probably package you have with either carrier.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you sign up a package with us, you get your messaging. That emergency response is a different service. It goes through Geos Alliance.
Okay.
Or any other number of there's several different companies that provide that service.
Okay.
And the basic service, push that button and get a response from their team, is free. It's included.
Okay.
Service from us.
Outstanding.
Now you can sign up for additional medical evac. Extremely expensive.
Right. Like extremely expensive.
Oh yeah,
$80.
yeah. We have one of our cinematographers. He was out in the field with the Garmin device.
Yeah.
And the guy broke his leg. He had to call in a medevac. And he wasn't worried because that flight for 20 minutes would have cost him $60,000.
Yep.
But he had the insurance with the Garmin
With
device.
the device.
It was included.
Yeah, and that's huge. That's a big warm and fuzzy to have when you're out there doing stuff.
The only thing that you might want to relay to your, customers or your audience,
Tribe and audience,
is that they will not go into conflict areas.
Oh, well, yeah. Kind of like an EMT or, everything's got to be cleared before they get in there. Is there another device, so say the functionality and dealing with a small screen is kind of a headache. If someone wanted something a little bit easier to deal with, where do we go? So what are these, the
The answer is
Garmin?
always yes.
The answer is always yes. I love it. Let's bring one of those things over here, see what we got here.
Yeah. So Byron makes probably the most, largest line of communication, tracking, telemetry, and messaging devices in the industry.
Nice.
Whether it's just a small portable device or you want a full broad screen.
And that thing looks like it's got all kinds. I mean, it's like a handheld computer.
You have weather, you've got tracking, you've got waypoints. You can have an entire team and you'd be able to monitor all assets in the field.
Outstanding. And this is the Garmin Montana?
The Montana is probably their flagship device. They've got in between as well.
Okay. And does that do audio? So is it like a sat phone or is it just a GPS text to communication?
Garmin has not really entered that arena.
Okay.
Their agreements with Iridium is not to fringe on Iridium's voice services.
Oh, okay.
So all these companies, Garmin, Bivy,
Right.
Spot.
Spot, looks like.
All these devices are tracking, messaging, telemetry, emergency deployment.
Okay.
But they don't fringe on Iridium's voice model.
Voice model, okay. And Iridium's what we used in Iraq. I mean, I know it works.
Yeah, it's definitely been proven in the field.
Yeah.
And their networks have gotten better.
Okay.
In 2020, they launched an all-new satellite network, replacing their 13-year-old network.
Thank
It's
God.
called Iridium Next.
Okay.
And now you have high-speed data capabilities in the product line.
Wow, so you can send more video possibly?
Oh, yeah.
Images?
700 plus kilobits per second.
Oh, okay.
Images, voice, video.
Not on these.
Not on these.
Yeah,
No.
okay.
Yeah,
No.
you need
It's,
a
specific devices.
Yeah.
Tough book type device, possibly.
It's that product line right over here.
Wow, you guys have it all over here. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you've got the BGAN network with Inmarsat, and you've got Certus. Certus is the product line that provides you that high-speed data capability.
Okay.
Up to 700 kilobits per second with Iridium.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, geez, I can't wait to get into some more of this gear here. It seems like you guys can do it all.
It's a lot of, yeah.
You know.
Whether you're, just adventuring or if it's mission critical.
Yeah. You guys have it covered. What would you say for, like a family that wants to be able to get in contact with each other? Or, for the EP side, we have teammates that'll be scattered all over a state, in an emergency we'll want to get together and get to different waypoints and get to a safe place. But it's kind of the same for a family as well. It's kind of like, okay, well, I've got my family that's scattered up and down California. Is there something that provides access to that network via maybe the Garmin InReach Mini or one of their devices? How would you say we tackle that equation if there's an emergency and we all wanted to get connected?
It always boils down to what your budget can allow.
Okay.
If you have a lot of resources, I would get an Iridium phone.
Okay.
Iridium phone, you got voice, you got text.
Right.
And certain models, the 9575,
Okay.
also has tracking and telemetry.
Nice.
Emergency distress button.
Okay.
Build that into a family of 6, 9, 10, however many.
Each adult gets a phone
Yeah.
and a plan.
Next step down would be a Bivy or a Garmin device.
Okay.
That critical communications, leaning more towards the Garmin because you have that LED display.
Right.
Connecting to a smart device or not connected to a smart device, you'll be able to get messages across. And
Okay.
you'll be able to give off your position, family members, really vital.
Nice. Yeah, I think, okay. And that's really the main equation we want to try to figure out how to solve is, with Steve, if it's in a national, disaster, or an EMP, it's how can I get a hold of the people I love and how can I get them to a safe place,
Yeah. We put together a complete package, putting all these devices inside a Faraday bag. In the event of electrical magnetic interference or
Right.
a lightning storm or anything that could surge and disrupt your electronics. Faraday bag, keep it in there. Game plan is all family members group once a month and practice the business model.
Right, 100%. Test the emergency management plan.
That's it.
And even an emergency where, just the cell phone towers get jammed. So I guess one other question is, with these devices here that rely on, say, a cell phone interface, are they bouncing any part of that signal off of cell phone towers so that there's any interference, like if the towers were jammed up?
With the AI platform, messaging platform, what it does is it utilizes your infrastructure network right now.
Okay.
Say that network goes down.
Yeah.
It has backup.
Okay.
It just backs up and rolls right over to the satellite
To the
network.
Iridium side. Okay. That's really valuable. Is that the
This
same
does
with the
not.
Bivy? Okay.
Yeah.
So if those cell phone towers get jammed up, you're kind of waiting in line.
Then, this is only satellite.
Okay.
So while you're indoors, you won't have an opportunity to utilize your cell phone network
Okay.
or your Wi-Fi network in here.
Okay. And that
This
one
one you can.
kind of toggles back and forth.
Yes, this one toggles back and forth based on assessment. This one only satellite.
Okay.
So if it was me, I'd want to
Want to have Garmin, yeah.
have both. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's a great kind of segue into this. What do you have here, Tina?
So we do have specials on, if you go to sat123.com.
Yeah.
We always run specials. So this month's special is we are offering the Inmarsat phone for free. And you just pay the monthly service fee, and it is on a 15-month agreement. You also get this month you also get a backup battery for each one that you purchase, and we do have family plans, and you can get up to 9 free phones.
Awesome.
So go to sat123.com
Yeah.
and check it out. We also have family share plans. Now, one of the things that I do like about this, the Bivy stick, is that it does run on an Iridium network also, and it will work from anywhere on Earth. And you can actually send messages from your bivy stick if you're in the middle of nowhere to anyone, and they wouldn't even know that the messages are coming from. They just,
it just looks like a text message.
Yeah, it just looks like a text message, and they can respond back. So you can communicate if you're out camping, hiking, if you're on a boat, or anywhere on Earth. If you're in Alaska, Antarctica, wherever you go, you can still communicate with loved ones, which is really nice to have. And then also, if the grid went down, cell towers went down. I think we experienced a lot of it this year.
I mean, even in California, they were talking about use less electricity because we don't want the grid to go down.
Well, Hawaii, when the fires happened, 90% of the islands, cell phones went out. But people that had bivy sticks can still communicate. People that had satellite phones can still communicate with their loved ones.
Right.
And one of the things that Steve told me, the issues was with Hawaii was that when families got separated, they didn't know if they were okay when some were in a different place and others were displaced. But the ones that had sat phones were able to communicate with each other to let each other know that they were, that they were safe.
Everyone was okay.
Yeah, and also what we saw happen even here in the States, in Nevada, when we had the Burning Man event, they were stranded. 60,000 people were stranded without communication.
Wow.
But the people that had sat phones were loaning out their sat phones to the people to call their friends and family to let them know that they're okay.
Wow.
And then I think the most recent, Brian, what we saw, what happened, and a lot of Americans were stuck there without a sat phones. What happened in Acapulco?
Okay, Acapulco,
Yeah, Acapulco, when they got hit. I think it was a tropical storm. They went to bed and it hit at Category 5.
And it spiked to a Category 5 overnight.
And so a lot of the customers that were on vacation in Acapulco came back and said they'll never leave this country again without a sat phone.
100%.
Yeah. So just it's really nice to just be prepared, because as you can see, emergencies can happen. I mean, it happened two locations here in the United States where the cell towers were gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it is really nice to get one of these so that you'll be able to communicate via text or to get a sat phone. We've made them very, very affordable. And for you and your family, you get 1, 2 on the family shared plan, 3, I think then it goes up to 5, 7 and 9. And this is for this month only.
Okay,
because it is getting close to Christmas time, so we just want to be able to get everybody to help their whole family, whether it's your mom, your children, your parents, kids,
just in case we need to get in contact with each other. And I really like that Garmin device with all you can see where everyone is. That's huge to be able to know where everyone is, and the emergency management plan that goes with this. A lot of that, they're going to find that on our platform, the Civilian Protector Project, where we're going to show you how to put these things together so everyone has a plan, everyone's on the same page, and we can all circle the wagons and keep each other safe.
For an individual family, you just need one of these. You need either a satellite phone or one of these small Garmin's or the Bivy. So the Bivy sticks, you use it, you download the app, you can put your phone on airplane mode so you don't have to have service on it.
Right.
You can even get a phone that doesn't even have a service as long as it's a smartphone. And I believe when you order one of these, it comes with a smartphone for you. And it comes with also with a Faraday bag. And now you've got a smartphone in a Faraday bag. In case of emergency, you just take it out, you power it on, and you connect to Bivy, and you're able to communicate with anyone. If the whole world's grid went down, then of course you'd only be able to communicate with people that have other satellite communication.
Right.
But normally, from what we experience, it's very
pockets,
regional. Yeah. Right. Like Florida hurricanes.
Acapulco situation, Hawaii fires. California fires are going to kick off.
Yeah, fires, and then also what we experienced a few years ago was, and this is the reason why Mike Adams got satellite phones back in, I think it was in 2020, is the freeze. The freeze took down the cell towers.
Really?
Yeah, the freeze in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was no communication for 1 week. So anything,
time.
anything can take the cell towers down, and that's the reason why these do come in handy to have, so that you'll still be able to communicate with the outside world.
And I think thinking through the equation, having a Faraday bag just in case, so that when things are compromised, not everything's compromised.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm going to show you something about a Faraday bag. This is for a cell phone, and you can buy these. I think they're like $55. I think I'm not 100% sure. They're not any more than $60. Okay.
Thank you so much for your time and attention. It's an honor. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So one of the things that you could do is, if you want to be completely off the grid and you don't want to be tracked completely, when you power your phone off or put it on airplane mode, you're still tracked for the next up to 48 hours because it never really shuts off. But you don't have to power the phone off. You can just put it in a Faraday bag and then keep the phone in your purse or in your car or when you go to bed, so that you're not getting radiation or you're not being tracked. You put the phone, you put your cell phone in here, and it's impossible to track. And plus, it protects from the EMP attack and then from radiation. So this is highly recommended. And then we do have them for iPad, laptops, and then of course the big one for you, because you've got a lot of gear, electronic gear to carry. All electronic can go in here and it's protected.
Right. And you were even saying for everyday use, having it next to your bed and throwing your phone in there, you know, when you're trying to sleep, so you're not still soaking up all the EMFs and, you know, electromagnetic frequencies that come off of these devices. He mentioned a satellite phone that had the GPS tracking on it as well.
Yeah.
Which one do you?
That would be the 9575. That's not the most popular phone with. I'll get one for you. That one is not free. We do have the 9555 also. It's free, and it's also, if you go to sat123.com, you will find a phone.
Yeah.
But the 9575, one of the reasons why it's not pretty popular with the audience is because it does have a tracking, and a lot of people don't want to be tracked. This phone is nearly impossible to get tracked on this phone.
Okay.
Because it has no tracking. It doesn't give out any coordinates. If you want to have something that very secure, this is the phone to have.
And that's the
Iridium 9555.
9555.
Yeah. And if you go to sat123.com, you will see this phone. It is for free, but it is on a 24-month agreement.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, I think $109 a month. You get 100 minutes a month.
Okay.
This one is $95 a month. You get 100 minutes a month. This one also with the family plan, and we also have family plans for this. So
awesome.
Just
are there any major differences between the two? Or?
Yes. Yeah. So this one is their satellites are geostationary, so they are around the equator. So if you further north you go, you're more likely you're going to need an Iridium phone. But the sound quality on this one is way better. But if you live in Alaska, you're going to need this. This works from anywhere on Earth except for the poles, the North Pole and the South Pole.
We're not allowed
this
to go
one. This one will work from anywhere on Earth.
Wow, that's the one.
So that's the difference.
I
but
think.
If you're just in the U.S. and then in the center of the planet, if you're boating or if you're in Europe or Asia or wherever you travel, this one will be really good. I like the sound quality of this one better.
Okay.
This one will work in the poles as well.
Nice. I think I remember in Iraq, it was this one, and I remember like a 6-second delay whenever I was talking, 3-second delay.
Yeah, it's about a split-second delay. It's not that bad anymore.
Better? Okay, God bless them.
And then the reason why you use this one in Iraq, because this is the most secure phone there is.
Okay.
And this is the reason why the military uses this phone.
Yeah.
Because it is secure. The bad guys can't find you.
Outstanding.
We do have some EcoFlow products. That's on, you can go on BeReady123.com and you can get generators, solar panels. Here's like this solar panel, they're easy to carry. They're portable solar panels. This is a 400 watts, and it unfolds, so it's easy for anybody. So if the grid did go down, you could take this solar panel outside, charge up your your generators, and now you have a way to turn on your refrigerator, your air conditioning heater, whatever it is that you want to do.
And it's quiet because you're not running gas, so you're not going to have to deal with the zombies as much.
That's right. And they are pretty heavy, but they do have a wheel on the back, so you could wheel them in, and then as you can see, you can plug in pretty much anything, including your Tesla, if you need to, including your car. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I went with the Blue Eddy for this. I think it's called Blue Eddy.
This is much better. This is way better.
This is way better?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to upgrade, guys.
Yeah.
And then are we worried about like an EMP hitting our solar panels? Is that a Faraday? I just am being curious. That's not a Faraday bag.
That's not a Faraday bag,
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that the solar panels have any electrical.
Active electricity.
I'm not sure.
Stuff
You
to get
do
shut
have
down.
to protect your...
Those guys.
Yeah, those guys. And I think we're coming up where our Faraday company is making them to fit these.
Okay.
So we should have these probably by next year.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
And then this stuff is all kind of the boating and the mobile.
Yeah, and just to
phone
kind of, you can see
capabilities.
there are smaller ones.
Yeah.
Even the smaller ones. This one, will power like your kitchen appliances, blow dryer, little small heaters, and then they go all the way up to. This one will actually also power up a refrigerator. It's a small one, you can carry it, and then those, of course, will power pretty much a lot of things.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then this guy here.
Yeah, this stuff right here, these are for high-speed internet from anywhere, pretty much from anywhere on Earth. This is also
On the
runs
Iridium
on
network?
Iridium. Yeah, this is the 710. This is the Hughes. This little thing right here is can give you Wi-Fi from anywhere on the planet.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. This is really popular with travelers, people that go.
Like off-roading kind of guys? Like
off-roading.
overlanding guys? I mean?
Or like people that go to, hike Mount Everest.
Oh, okay.
Things like that, so they can take pictures and what have you. And
do you know how it stacks up against Elon Musk's Starlink network?
so Elon Musk's Starlink network is really big, so you can't carry it. Obviously,
I
the
saw one of
Starlink
those.
is much faster, cheaper, better. This is more compact. This is more for a backpack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very light. It's about I think it's about 4 pounds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like a
Very
dinner
light.
plate kind of.
Yeah. So it is more expensive. It's it runs about $5 per
Minute?
megabyte.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's pretty expensive.
Saucy.
It does max out.
Yeah.
It doesn't go above a certain amount. So after 30 megabytes, it's unlimited for free for that month.
Okay.
Yeah,
They got their money out of you.
Yeah. So I think it maxes out at somewhere around 5,000.
Yeah.
But if you have nothing else and you can't carry that big dish with you, when you go to,
If you're hiking, yeah.
So this is why.
What about these guys? I mean, I've seen this one quite a bit out there in the wild. Is that a good phone or?
This is not a phone. This is a walkie-talkie.
Okay.
So this is Iridium has their PTTs, push to talk, and they work within approximately 1,000 miles of each other. So you could choose your location. So if you're basically this is really popular with the racers.
Okay.
So like for the Baja 1000, it's a 1,000-mile race. So this is what they use to communicate the chase car with the cars.
With the racer and all that.
Yeah. So these are also the fire department loves these. Border Patrol.
Yeah.
It's kind of that kind. But you can also, a lot of families are getting these so that in case of emergency as well.
Yeah.
So some people, instead of getting a satellite phone, are just getting these satellite walkie-talkies so that they can stay in communication should the grid go down, so that they can talk.
That's kind of smart.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a cheaper option or?
It is not.
It is not a cheaper option.
No, it is not.
That's
It's
interesting.
the other way. It's the satellite phones. The baby stick is going to be your best option.
Best option.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah.
I have the baby stick for me, my son, my husband.
Yeah.
And we do a drill every 6 months.
Yeah.
So we know when the drill is June 1st and January 1st. And we take out our equipment, we practice, we call each other, we pretend the grid is down, and we practice.
That's cool.
Otherwise, if you don't practice, when time comes and you don't know how to use the product, it ain't gonna do you any good. So recommend it to practice.
Don't want it to be
product.
the first time. And then these are our Garmin devices over here.
Yeah. Garmin devices, Spot.
Is that an intermediate, lower level than this kind of thing, or that's not Garmin, is it? That's something else.
Yeah, Thoraya.
Okay.
So you don't want Thoraya, and the reason why Thoraya only works in Europe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
different zip code.
These are the Garmin devices. These I think the smaller devices are basically what you need for emergencies. These get a little bit higher costs, and they don't do anything more unless you're a traveler, unless you're a hiker, camper, boat, emergency, first responder. I think the smaller ones, the Bivy Stick is
and
the one
Garmin
that's
Mini, that's the
and
one
the Garmin, yeah, and the Bivy Sticks with the sat phone, with a smartphone. We've made it so that it's free for you. You just stay on the service for 12 months.
There you go. Well, that's awesome. Good to go. Awesome. Well, this is fantastic, and we're getting an education going here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, geez, how long have you been in business, Tina? How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this since 2004. What got me to do this was it was December 2004. There was a tsunami in Indonesia.
Yeah.
And there was no footage coming in. And then later on, we found out a lot of people were dying because of no communication. If people had communication, they would have been saved. They would have been able to make calls. I think 250,000 people died, including a lot of visitors.
Wow.
And then that's when I started researching it. And then January 2005 was when I started the company.
Wow. January 2005.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just got in the Marine Corps. I just got in. Yeah. That's. I mean, I was going to Iraq sometime around.
Yeah, around that time.
Something around that time.
No, it's kind of what got me, opened my eyes to communications. Like, well, you don't have to die because you don't have communication.
Yeah.
And if there's a way that you can save lives with communication, that's what that's when I started the business.
And I think people don't realize how important it is. Like when we were in Iraq, and also just in general, like knowing that your loved ones are okay is such a big deal. And even if you're trapped somewhere, being able to call your loved ones and hear their voices, this stuff will keep you alive. It'll keep you fighting. It'll keep you, it's so important. And then now, even with these devices that interface with the phone, you can know where people are, which is even more powerful. You know, not just hear their voice. You can actually hey, we're gonna hike to this grid point. So that's huge. Yeah.
One of the question that comes up quite often is that, will these go down if cell towers go down? Well, so far I haven't experienced it in the nearly 20 years that I've been in business, where the cell service have gone down in many areas. The big one in most recent memory was in 2017 was Hurricane Maria, which took down the whole island of Puerto Rico. But so the only way companies, people can communicate was satellite phones, and then of course all the other ones, Hawaii and everything that we've seen. So what I always tell people is that if everything, the whole grid went down in the whole planet, the last thing that would go down would be the satellite phones. So that's the reason why you want to have one, because it will be the last thing. Everything else is...
It's off planet.
Exactly.
Wow. So, any other common questions you see from buyers? Things that they get tied up on? Yeah,
some people say, well, what if a lot of people ask us, well, what if the banks close down? How am I going to pay my bill? Are you going to turn me off? The answer is no, we're not going to turn you off, because if the grid is down in the whole world, our computers will be down too, so we can't turn you off. The other thing what you can do is...
pay your bill. Pay your bill in the meantime.
You pay your bill when
the grid's up, you better pay your bill.
When the grid comes back, you got to make your bill okay. And then also, the other thing that you can do is you can pay for a year or two in advance.
Okay.
And this way you don't, it's not an issue. It's a non-issue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Okay. Well, this has been fantastic. I think we've given them a lot to chew on. A number of different devices, the understanding of how to store these devices, Faraday bags, just in case something happens. And the importance of these things, as you've seen them, save lives around the world in emergencies. And this is all you do, Steve depends on you, and Steve works in emergencies around the world, and I've definitely used this type of equipment. So,
yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, hey guys, what was the website again?
sat123.com. And then for the generators, it's beready123.com.
This 123.com makes it easy to remember. It's smart.
It's all, you can go to satellitephonestore.com, but when people go to satellite phone store and then they hit on Google and they end up going somewhere else and then they get lost.
Okay.
So it's best we made it really easy. Beready123.com will get you to the generators and solar panels. And then for the rest, everything else, sat phones, everything else, sat123.com. is a good place to get started.
Sat123.com.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Tina. It's an honor. I'm glad we're connected. Looking forward to doing more cool stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Boom! Quick shout out to our sponsor, Staccato. My first pistol sponsor. I've been sponsored by a lot of companies, right, over the years. But when it comes to pistol, that's my bread and butter. Pistol is something I believe in. I'm a competitive shooter. We're shooting anywhere from, 800 rounds a month type of thing, right? So Staccato, being what I believe, is one of, if not the most complete handguns you can put in your hand. It's got every component that a handgun could have, should have. They're actually extremely dependable now that they've made some changes, and these things are straight up tack drivers. If you're looking for a pistol that will do as much of the work for you as a piece of hardware can, obviously you have to have the marksmanship and all the different things, but different guns perform at different levels. And I want to say that Staccato is one of, by far, for sure, take it from a competitive shooter, we're shooting the highest volumes of rounds constantly right now. Not used to have a background guy, but like right now, when you go shoot, you're going to see certain brands. Staccato is one of, if not the highest performing firearm that is both CCW, duty ready, and also competitive ready. So I want to give them a shout out. If you guys are looking for a good handgun to build your skills on top of, go check out Staccato. Much love and respect. Yo, if you enjoyed that episode and you like learning things like that, I want to encourage you to go to Protector Nation, build a profile, get in the Civilian Protector Project. This is where you can learn from these guys, live Zoom calls. You can see the full module that you just watched, and you can become part of a community. It's the first social media platform for protectors where we can get to know each other, we can network, we can learn together. We do live Zoom calls with different SMEs every single month. There's so much packed in there. I'm in there. It's an honor, it's a privilege. Looking forward to working together to make the world a safer place by helping good people to become more willing, capable, and prepared. Protector Nation, Civilian Protector Project. Let's go.